Hello, I'm Tryston Beyrer, agronomist with WinField United. I'm out looking at corn to determine what growth stage or crop growth and development we're at. And we're actually pretty close to harvest. As you can see behind me, this farmer is actually taking this field for silage as we speak. Now, why are we at the beginning of September and looking at silage focus? Well, compared to last year when harvest was a lot of times delayed, this year we're on average or maybe a little bit ahead of schedule in many areas based on crop growth and development of more GDUs. Secondly would be of cases like this, a shorter season corn hybrid to more efficiently take the crop out of the field more timely. Or in some areas of our state, we're also seeing dry areas that are drying down more quickly. So the two main stages that I'm looking at for determining taking a grain out of the field. The first would be that of our corn kernel development. In this case, we have about 3/4% milk line of our better parts of the field where we've started to go from the base down to the tip of the kernel. You can see that milk line development. On the sandier or drier parts of the field, we're actually pretty close to milk or to black layer. So that would be one indication. But for proper silage put up, the better assessment would be taking whole plant samples and chipping them and drying them down through a Foster or a air fryer or microwave or something along those lines to get an assessment of the total plant moisture. Ideally, we're targeting about that 65% moisture for a lot of our bunker type silos. But if we need the oxygen limiting silos or staves, we could go a little bit lower, maybe 60%, 55 is probably the bare minimum. But one of the other things that you can do is you can also adjust your cutting height. So by adjusting your cutting height, if you get into dry conditions, if you lower it a little bit, you'll pick up more stalk. That does increase your tonnage, decrease your quality a little bit, but in the grand scheme of things, the stalk has more moisture. So if you get in the dry side, you can add a couple percent of moisture back into your total forage. The reason that we like to target that 75% milk line and or a 65% moisture is it's kind of that happy medium where the plants are still retaining enough their bottom leaves to make good silage quality and keep the plants healthy enough. If you get in the dry parts of the field, as you might see here on a dry pocket, is we actually start to see some ear drop. And that's one of the important aspects that timely harvest management will be important. In the back part of the field where the plants are greener, we don't see that to the same extent. So by identifying fields that are advancing quickly for harvest, drying down will be important to help minimize this ear drop, get the most quality into your bunker for feeding to your cattle this next year.